Shalom, balance, paradise, righteousness, all back up in the lab one more again. Special guests continuing the Texas series, Swisha House alumni, Coota buying in the building with me, honor sibling. Welcome to the broadcast.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I had to bring you on, man. I had to bring you on again. One of the foundational members of that Swisha House, Micro 5000 watts. So, as we do, time honored tradition, we're gonna jump in that there DeLorean and we're gonna go back in Tidai, man. Let's start off. So, Texas is your home. Where were we born and raised, sibling?
I was born in Texas, and then like as soon as I got out the hospital, I was raised in Louisiana. So my mama had me when she was 15 years old. So I was always back and forth from Louisiana to here. So that's even why I rap different from niggas out here.
Indeed, you got that boot, that NO. Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much got the best of both worlds. Not New Orleans though, like Mansfield and Shreveport. Not New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm up top.
Ah, okay. So, isn't that where ESG? Isn't ESG got folk up around them ways as well?
I don't know what part exactly he's from in Louisiana. I met him a couple of times, but I never asked him exactly where he was from in Louisiana.
Okay. And this is quite synchronistic because obviously I had the clan on with me, and that Ice Lord, was on the broadcast as well. So again, we got ties with Ice Lord as well.
Not I wouldn't say it, but they recognizable. I know them, but I don't have no personal ties with them.
Okay. So paint the picture then. Louisiana. What we talking? We're talking 80s. We're talking 80s growing up.
Oh yeah, I'm an 80s baby.
Okay, right. So 80s, man. Paint that vivid picture. What was it like in Louisiana growing up?
I was raised by my great grandma, a couple of cousins, some aunties. I was around a lot of females, a couple of boy cousins that I call my bigger brothers / uncles that helped raise me, taught me certain things. And in Houston, the whole time I lived in Houston, I lived in the hood, and the hood taught me some whole other shit. So
okay,
it was just a mix of both.
all right. So before we get back to the Houston question, so Louisiana. So what are we living in like in a
it's country. It's country out there.
country? I was gonna say it's more country up north, ain't it?
Like now, everything is pavement. When I was out there, it was pretty much. I remember red clay. That's what I remember.
Whoa.
Red clay woods. Walking up and down the streets. Walking to the store with my great grandma. I remember, people throwing rocks, shit like that.
What do you mean? People throwing rocks? What the white folk?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I remember shit like this.
Yeah. I mean, this was like little teenagers. Look.
At this time, I probably was like 5 years old.
Oh man.
6 years old. Skinheads head just came out there.
Okay.
Around that time.
So they were feeling quite emboldened in that kind of era and that period of time, as you say, that not just in America, that was quite prevalent across the world. That kind of movement was growing. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what was going on, but as I got older and I think about it, your memory come into play and you remember stuff.
Yes.
So, fuck it, they want to do it now.
Hell nah. They've grown their hair now and they've got suits on. And if they haven't got suits on, they've got badges and guns and it's a nice little disguise that they've done now. It's not overt, it's very covert in regards to their operation.
Very good disguise.
Definitely. Okay. So we're country living. So are we rural enough to be like on a farm and stuff? Or we got like livestock?
I mean, not a farm. It's like acres of land. My great grandma had a hen house, a big ass garden. I used to wake up in the morning and go pick up shit for her to bring in for her to cook.
Okay.
Fresh out the
Oh,
backyard. Shit out the backyard.
man. That's living, that is, sibling.
Yeah, that's the real life to me.
Yes.
Which I don't do none of it myself.
Okay. So when we got to the polar opposite being in Louisiana and then spending time in the hood in Houston, what part of Houston was you at?
From the north side, Homestead.
Okay. All right. So all right then. So how did you find the adjustment then, moving from a kind of, I would say, a more of a slow-paced country setting to being in a more of a, I guess, fast-paced setting with a lot more people who look like you, I guess, around?
It really wasn't no difference. The only difference is it was more people for me to be around. I was kind of isolated until I came to Houston. And I started going outside and meeting a bunch of people that's still my friends today. And I mean, it wasn't no big change. The only change was buildings. That's it. Downtown stuff.
Yes. Okay. Well, explain that. Explain that for the listeners and siblings who don't know. What is the difference in regards to architecture from Louisiana to Houston?
At the time I was in Louisiana, it was a small town. It's the biggest thing we probably had was a Walmart, and it wasn't a super center Walmart. Coming to Houston, like you had everything, a store for everything. In Louisiana, Walmart was the one-stop shop. Out here, everything had their own store. Like you want to go get plates, they had their own store. It was just all kind of shit. Skating rings, going to skating rings, different environment of party life
Yes.
at a young age. Like me being in elementary, I seen stuff like I ain't know nothing about no Chuck E. Cheese living in Louisiana. It was just way more buildings or corporations, I would say.
A lot more opportunities to spend and to consume, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So around this period in the 80s, what are we listening to? What's in the tape deck? What's in the Walkman?
Michael Jackson.
Okay. So we're talking bad era?
Well, I don't know what order I got it, but the first Michael Jackson I heard was Bad. I don't, was that 80s or that probably was 90s.
No,
But
that
the
was
first,
bad. That was 80s. That was 80s. I think that was like 87, maybe 88.
Okay, so I had to be 4 or 5 years old. Because I listened to nothing but Michael Jackson. I was doing all the dance moves. The people, my family used to watch me dance and shit, which I can't do none of that shit right now.
Hey,
Jackson was my first music introduction.
Okay. So the full entertainment, singing, vocalization aspect got you hooked, right?
All of that.
So when did we find hip hop and rap? What was your first introduction to that?
Bone Thugs and Harmony, not East 99, not Faces of Death. It was a tape called Faces of Death, but it was called Bone Enterprise.
Okay. I don't think I've even heard of that one myself, sibling.
This before Easy got them. They was born.
Okay. Pre Ruthless record days.
And then it was East 1999, what blew them up is what I got hooked on.
Okay, and that's a Midwest flow.
That was East 99 was the first album, the first CD that I bought with my own money.
Damn. Okay, and how old was you at that point, sibling?
Probably was maybe sixth grade, seventh grade, something like that. Middle school.
So for the European and UK listeners, because we don't have them shits.
Oh shit! So I'm gonna say I was probably 12 or 13, maybe.
Okay, so yeah. See, you're just starting to become a young adult at them times, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah. You're kind of feeling this
for certain things in life. Yeah.
Yeah, that exactly. This is. Oh yeah. Oh, so not in a real sense. No. No, 12, 13. No, that's just the inception of trying to conceptualize what real life is going to be like. All right then. So based upon that fast flow and their style, is that something that you started to potentially emulate and kind of?
Oh yeah, I was rapping every song. I used to know them word for word, but I would rap that song not to rap it is rapping for myself. I would just rap with them.
Okay. All right then. So based upon that style and that era, did you then look at Crucial Conflict and maybe Twister and the Speed Nut Mobsters?
Twister and the Speed Nut Mobsters, Crucial Conflict. I found Crucial Conflict was actually last. I knew about Twister and Speed Nut Mobsters first with damn, I can't think of the first album they did. But I was listening to Adrenaline Rush first.
Yes.
But Bone introduced me to all of them. I ain't know nothing about Twister, and then once I heard Twister, I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker spitting fast too.
Yeah.
Like Bone was harmonizing, Twister was spitting.
Yeah.
And the Speed Nut Monsters, they was cool. And Crucial Conflict, I like the Conflict album, whatever it was called. I can't remember. I recently just listened to it not too long ago, actually.
There's some tight tracks on there, innit?
Yeah. I always, for some reason, I don't listen to modern day music. I go listen to some old shit.
Same here, sibling. As I was saying pre interview, I'm stuck there, man. Maybe one or two new modern song artists might catch me, but unless you're an old established artist coming out with something new, unfortunately, and much respect to the new artists, because
it's just not my style.
Exactly.
It's not real to me. It's like imitation, what you want to be. Like I'm from the era where you rap the shit you about and that you live, not just making a song and then from that song you become what you're talking about.
You had to have a proven track record. People knew who was real and who was the quote unquote studio gangsters. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So we're still at early sort of teenage times.
Yeah, teenager.
We're getting into that Bone, that Twister Speed Nut. What's the first H-Town introduction?
The first H-Town song I ever heard, well, that I ain't gonna say heard, but my uncle put me on Ghetto Boys, Fifth Ward Boys.
Yeah.
And when I would go back and forth to Louisiana, because I would go on summers and weekends, and my cousin had a big ass CD book with everything in it, and that's how I actually got introduced to Lil Kiki.
Don't Mess with Texas. Don't Mess with Texas. That one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's how I introduced to that, and I jammed it.
For sure.
As far as Texas, it was Ghetto Boys, Fifth Ward Boys.
So which
And
Ghetto Boys did you get? Was it that Till Death Do Us Part 1993 one, or?
I don't know exactly which one it was. This is just what my uncle listening to, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, the fuck is this? Because I'm used to listening to other stuff, and hey man, H Town, man. You
Yeah.
can put on my ass about music. I
You
don't know because I'm not listening to music like that. I'm listening to other music at the point.
Well, people tend to do that a lot. They don't, and unless someone turns you on to the local scene and who's doing it and what's being done, you generally you'll find something and you'll gravitate to that potential. Like for yourself, it was the Midwest, so you're looking at Midwest artists. If it's West Coast, you're gonna look for more kind of West Coast. Fifth Wall Boys. Can you remember what album that was? Was it Gangster Funk?
I don't know the name of the album. I just remember songs. Like certain songs, if you would play a song,
Yeah.
I know that.
Definitely. And from Louisiana then, so who at this time then, obviously you're going back and forth.
Yeah.
Who from Louisiana were we jamming?
Shit, Cash Money.
Yeah.
Then I found out about No Limit.
Okay. For me, it was in reverse. I found out about No Limit first via Ice Cream Man, and then I stumbled across UNLV, and then worked my no, yeah, UNLV. Then it was Big Timers. Then I worked my way back, Hot Boys, BG, True Stories, etc., etc. So yeah, man. Okay. So we're still young. Are
Mm-hmm.
we thinking? What are we thinking in regards to making it, doing something? Are we thinking of balling? Are we thinking of rapping at this time? Like, what's our
At this time, middle school, well, 13, 14, 15, 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, I'm really just trying to get the fuck out of middle school. I don't like school.
break that down in some more detail, sibling? What's going on in at school? What you're not feeling? Is it the teachers? Is it the curriculum? What go on?
It's all of that. It's just that I don't like being tested on shit.
Mm-hmm.
I might know something, but I might not know it.
Mm.
And it's like I want to do other things. And at this point, like I started playing football. I only played football because I thought I was gonna get paid. I always had money on my mind.
Yes.
School was a waste of time to me because like the stuff they was teaching, I already knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it don't make no sense to go over the same thing over and over and over, and then later in life you don't use none of that shit.
Yeah.
I always thought like that.
You know, with from what you're saying and based upon a lot of people's experiences within the uh should we call it the miseducation system or the fooling system, you have generally two experiences. You either have a pretty good experience and you grasp the thought and idea of education and regurgitating information to be given certain scores, or on the other hand, you find it almost, as you say, a total waste of time, apart from creating bonds with like-minded and young adolescent males or females. Socializing, that's another good element of what happens within the fooling system. But outside of that, generally, outside of the basic reading and writing comprehension, mathematics, basic arithmetic, you don't really need anything unless you're gonna be 45620 employee number, sat behind a computer for 9 hours a day typing buttons. Then maybe that education that you've gone through might be of value.
That's facts.
It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because with innocent eyes as a child and with unlearned minds as adults and as parents, we're unfortunately perpetuating exactly the same thing. If we do not take control now at the most poignant points and times of our children's life when they're so malleable, by either investing the time financially, and when I mean that, by putting them into either a private school, or let's not even do that. How about homeschooling, creating a curriculum and getting together with other parents who homeschool to create that social peer group bonding situation and socialization thing, and really create a wholesome education system which is going to be valued for them. Like, okay, how do we do money management? What do you actually want to do? Do you want to work for somebody, or do you want to employ people? Do you want to do for self? Because it just seems at the moment most children are put through these systems to work for people and not to have a creative idea or thought, or challenge themselves to, as I say, do for self. This is what I really think where we're lacking as a nation and as a humanity and mankind.
No, you absolutely right. I mean, when it comes to learning in school, the early stages of your life is when you learn the most. The end stages of schooling is basically preparing you to go out and do certain things. But all the knowledge in your end stages that you learn don't mean nothing unless you're going to college for a degree to be a doctor or some type of NASA employee. You want to be an astronaut, like some real souped up lawyer shit or something. But all of that, people, you got people coming home from jail turning out to be lawyers with no school. So the shit really pointless. And then you go to college and now you owe all this, what they call it, school loans. So when it comes time for taxes, you ain't getting no money back because you got to pay that shit back to Uncle Sam. It just it's another way to make people lose. It depends on how you look at it though, but it depends on what you want to do in life. Most of the things that people want to do in life, you don't need school. It's only a few things that you really need schooling for. Damn, I shut this bitch down. Yo, you can hear me?
So please don't think, that, what's Noble talking about? How comes we shouldn't have education and we shouldn't get qualifications and stuff? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we need to be a bit more wiser in regards to what we're doing. If your profession, if you want to go for a specific profession, i.e. lawyer, doctor, then of course you're going to need those type of things. But
Yeah, if you're doing those things, but most things you don't need.
this
How
is
many how many so-called street millionaires don't have no schooling? How many, I ain't gonna say even millionaires, I'm gonna say successful people that don't have no type of education, but basic education. Like
the
it then it depends on what do you consider success.
yes.
So it's all a preference of the person.
A lot of the entrepreneurs, the majority, I think I'll be real low with my estimate. I would say 60% of entrepreneurs aren't educated. They're hands-on people who can conceptualize ideas, can go through ups and downs, success and failures, and produce something. as a man thinketh, so it shall be. So what I'm saying is they can conceptualize an idea and then make that happen. It didn't take them to go to a university, to Yale or to Oxford or to anywhere else to gain the experience of creating this business or this enterprise. They saw the opportunity and they took the opportunity. And that's all it's about within life. Is seizing the opportunity and finding the opportunity and seizing it.
That's 100% correct.
So I feel you on that. The education thing, man. It's necessary. It's necessary to have some form of structure, but again, if we look at it, most people, parents, mother works and the father works, so the child obviously has to go to school. You know, a couple of generations ago, the father would generally have enough money based upon his wages to maintain that whole household. So the mother would be at home doing her thing, being in the children's life, homeschooling where necessary, giving them additional bits of education if they are going to a formalized school setting. But with how this modern society, 2020, and the amount of hours each person's working, when we really strip it down, how much time do we actually have in the week with our children?
If you're working, you ain't got no time.
This is it. You can just you might see them in the morning real quick when they're getting ready, give them their breakfast.
Both of y'all getting ready.
Yeah.
In the morning, and come evening, they coming in to do homework and get their nap in, get their rest. You coming in from work, do whatever little, you probably chill for about an hour or two, and then you're gonna lay it down and start to repeat it.
Mm-hmm. It's the craziest thing, man. It's the craziest thing that got us in this like, it's almost like a it's a rat race in essence. It's a blatant rat race.
The rat race.
And we're so caught up in it. It's I think especially with this current zombie apocalypse, as I refer to it, it's given a lot of people, I think, an opportunity to slow down and to think and to evaluate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they didn't want to, I think a lot of people have been forced to do that. Because there's only so much Netflix you can do, you know. There's only so much alcohol you can drink, you know. When that sober mind then comes back, it's like, I've been doing this for 3 months now. Like, should I be doing something better? Can I do something better with my time?
The world still haven't kick-started back up.
Nah. Parts of it, to a degree have, but the majority, 2/3 plus, no. It's a interesting.
I mean, it's just enough for the economy to do what the economy needs to do.
You're right. I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at it. So my idea and an inner standing of what's been told, I don't see the correlation manifesting physically. And what I mean by that is when I hear of like, okay, do you remember the film Contagion?
Contagion. I ain't really watching. You talking about Lawrence Fishburne?
No, that was actually, was Lawrence Fishburne in it? I don't know, possibly. And it was
It was about an outbreak, right?
Yeah. Right? And people are just like, and obviously I know this is a movie I'm referring to, but we have to know that life imitates art, and art imitates life. It's a
Mhm.
never-ending thing. So, and I can point to other things like the 90s blockbuster Outbreak with what's his name in it? Cuba Gooding Jr. and Dustin Hoffman with the little monkey running around biting people, and you had the
12 Monkeys.
yeah.
That's what you're talking about, 12 Monkeys?
No, 12 Monkeys. This was like 95 or something. Dustin Hoffman, and there was a little rhesus monkey that got taken from some place, and he had some kind of Ebola, and he got let loose in America. You ain't peeped that yet, then I don't think.
Damn.
Yeah. Right. Big thing still, right? So there's a plethora of these types of movies, and what happens is when something like that happens, bodies are dropping, and you're walking out around, and you are seeing the effects of what's happening. The hospitals are overrun and all this kind of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any evidence of that there. I don't see no hospitals that are overrun. I don't see no ambulance. I mean, think about it. How comes we're not being interrupted constantly by ambulance sirens going with all these thousands of people that are dropping dead from this thing?
Yeah.
Some don't smell right, man. Some don't. Something's happening, but it's not to the level, in my humble opinion, it's not to the level which has been portrayed in the media, which have had to retract in regards to their spectacular death figures that they've come up with and tried to scare people with. Something is definitely out there. I think that the being diligent is one of the most important things, and being clean. I mean, most people that I know and talk to, they're clean anyway. If you go to the restroom, you wash your hands. Yeah.
Yeah. So you basically telling what they basically telling me is that motherfuckers weren't being clean before.
Mm.
Like, I look at it as, population control. That's all I look at it as. I mean, it been all kind of different things that come and go, pass, people get over it. But every time, if you pay attention to every time some disease or something breaks out, it's something going on in the world that is to take your mind off of other stuff. Plus, I heard the earth, I don't know for a fact, but they say the earth is overpopulated.
Okay. I heard that as well, and I've been hearing that for quite some time. Now, I'll use the same logic which I've used in regards to the zombie apocalypse, especially where you're based, where you're at. Hey, Texas, the great state, where there is vast amounts of acreage and land which is unpopulated. In your great state, do you think that's overpopulated?
It depends on where you go. Like
Okay.
a lot of people stay in their own spaces, but it's pretty crowded. It can get crowded when you go certain places. It just be overpopulated.
Yes, population density is if the modern, what would be the best way to describe these people? The government basically, who allow the planning permission and who create the designs for these project housing. They allow the estates to be built, the gated communities. They see the plans first and they say, yeah, that is acceptable. So they're the ones who are saying, yeah, man, cram those people in as well, on top of each other, right next to each other. No, I don't want no gardens for them. They're creating the density and the closeness in regards to peopleage. If that was spread out a lot more, we wouldn't see it. But another thing would be if you jump on a plane, which many people do, and you look out the window as soon as you leave the airport.
Yeah.
What's one of the first things you start to see? You see pockets of dense housing and residential places, and you see grass, farmland, more grass, trees, forests.
The whole landscape. You
Yeah,
see it out.
all that there, man. So
Is in its own little categories.
yes, all set up as it's and with with the road networks all connected them all like little veins and capillaries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's there, man, and you go to certain parts and you're like, raw, that this is clearly a big town or something because there's all I can see is lights and concrete, and you pass that after maybe 10 minutes and you get to again wilderness. So in my again humble opinion, there's no way on earth this planet or this plane of Earth that we're on is anywhere near overpopulated. I think based upon certain people, um,
It's,
that they would like to reduce the population.
I mean, it's so, and then also it's so much uncharted
Hmm.
that we know nothing about.
Hmm.
Like the sea, we don't know what's at the bottom of the sea. The different oceans, we don't know what's at the very bottom. The Antarctic wall, we don't know what's on the other side of that wall.
You've clearly been doing your research, sibling.
Oh, it look like this.
Yeah, listen, not many people even ask that question. What is past that Antarctic wall?
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't we gone and drilled further than 6 or 13 miles into the earth? Why is the ocean still unexplored? 90% of it.
Have you ever heard that the moon and the sun is local?
Yeah, well, the scientists and NASA last year, I believe. Sorry, I think. Um, I'll see if I can actually find the article and refer this in the bottom in the description. NASA came out and said that the moon is it within, I repeat, the moon is within the Earth's atmosphere.
On the other side of the Antarctic wall.
So all right then. So they've admitted that this is in print. So a big question arises from that. John F. Kennedy, the president at the time, spent loads and loads of money to send these astronauts up into space, didn't he? To land on the moon.
Okay.
And they were supposed, we got footage, of them going up in this rocket thing, and then when they're in the capsule showing Earth and all this kind of stuff. How would they have done that if the moon's within the flipping same atmosphere? We should be seeing all this shit, right? And it wouldn't have taken, wasn't it, 3 days or something?
That could be all the illusion.
It seems it looks like Stanley Kubrick had a massive hand in regards to some of that footage.
You you ever heard of Operation Fishbowl?
Yes, indeed, sibling. Break that down.
Well, I don't know the exact details, but it was something like there was an operation put together with a pilot where he would fly straight in one direction towards the Antarctica
Mm-hmm.
and just keep going straight. And if the Earth is round, if you keep going straight, that means after a time you will come
Back.
right back to where you started.
Yes.
This dude said he got made it to the end and he seen nothing. He ain't going to details that I know of, but he said he seen nothing. He seen the end of the world. Now the end of the world as we know it would mean it's the end of the world that we know of. But on the
Yes.
other side of that wall, it's a whole nother world over there. Like
Indeed.
so over time when we see it, or we found a new species, where the fuck where it come from? This shit
Mm-hmm.
came from somewhere on the other side of that wall.
No, it's either that or it's based upon if it's amphibian or whatever, it could be like, 'cause look, the Mariana Trench is supposed to be the deepest part of the ocean, right? So they're not really, man can't really get down there because of the pressure and, or, how deep it is, and et cetera, et cetera. So they're sending damn little robot things with cameras to go explore. They're not really doing nothing down there. So as you've highlighted, that could be something from another part of this plane or
that we
something.
that's uncharted.
Exactly.
Because if something fell out the sky, I'm pretty sure somebody gonna see it.
Mm.
Somebody gonna see it somewhere. And with all the social media shit going on now, ain't nothing going on unrecorded. People quickly pull out their phone and record this. Oh shit, what's that up there in the sky? Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Record. And then like another thing, there was the craters on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's from missile testing?
Well, it's alleged that it's meteor showers, that have have impacted the moon, have left those craters and stuff.
So have you heard when you hit the moon, it's hollow?
Yeah.
Why would it do that? If it's supposed to be some type of old planet, a planet that's no longer functional, but it's
Sustainable.
local at the same time.
There's so many questions with that.
I mean, we won't know until we go up there ourselves. And I ain't trying to go up there. It ain't meant for us to go up there.
Exactly.
It ain't meant for us to know what the fuck going on like that.
You said it, that there was luminaries placed in the sky for a sign for the people. I think with where we are now in certain minds, this is, obviously there's questions, but not every question has an answer or needs to be answered. You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, what benefit is that gonna do to me?
Exactly.
That's none of my business. Fuck it.
Well, look, they're talking about going to Mars, man.
Hey man, these people crazy. These people, that shit ain't got nothing to do with what's going on here on Earth. Motherfucker need to get what's going on Earth straight before they try to go to another planet, if there is actually other planets out there like that.
Excellent point. I mean, how about we start with making sure that people have food, clothing, and shelter across this plane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you watch television, they've got advertisements of little children with flies all over their mouth. Little European children with all shabby clothes on and all this, and donate to this person and this organization because they ain't got no food, they ain't got no water, they got no clothes and all this. And these crazy folk are talking about sending people to Mars. Okay. something came right, my sibling. Shit.
That's them people.
It's the maddest thing, man. It's the maddest thing. So okay, right. So let me get back to you, sibling. Let me get back to you, right? So we start bumping some of that ghetto boys. We got some of that Fifth Ward. NO, we're messing with that Cash Money. Then we mess with that No Limit. You're looking at playing ball and stuff.
Football, yep.
So okay then. So football, what position are we doing?
I was running back and cornerback.
Okay. Now, how tough is it doing that kind of? Because obviously we do have American football. It's kind of died over here. We had it more in like the 80s and 90s, but American football isn't as big as it, because we actually had our own like teams and stuff. So like, what's the the training that you've got to go?
Middle school, it really wasn't. It was working out a little bit, doing push-ups and stuff, getting in the bullpen. That's when you put all your clothes on, your uniform, your pads and everything, and you stand in the circle, and you never know somebody gonna come out the circle and try to hit you. So you just try to withhold as much as you can. And so, like I said, I was good. I was on the 18, but once I found out, I asked a question in the locker room, and everybody laughed at me. I said, when we gonna get paid? And this was after the first game, I believe. I was like, man, when we gonna get paid? And everybody laughed, the coach laughed. And they was like, basically, nigga, you ain't getting no money in middle school. So from that point, I was like, fuck sports then. I ain't getting paid. Then from the 18, I got dropped from the 18, went to the B team because I stopped putting in my effort. And then it came for basketball season. I ain't even do it because I wanted to get paid.
Yes. So money was the motivation and was yeah. All right then. Okay. So where did that leave you? Where did that lead you to then? So we're looking at making money. We're like, what did we get into? Did we get into the usual shit, or did we jump straight onto?
Nah, 9th grade, leaving middle school, going to high school, 9th grade, I had a job. That's when I started getting money.
And
that money, 9th grade, let me see. Hold up, let me see. My bad. 17, 16, 15. Okay, so I'm 14 in 9th grade. Yeah, I'm 14 in 9th grade with a job. I ain't making enough money, so I started doing stuff on the side to get a little more money.
Yeah.
I'm from the hood. I got a couple of people in my hood that I grew up with that they're a little older than me, but they doing certain things, and I see them. I can look down the street and see them like doing their thing in my eye. So I started coming outside when I'm not at work. I started coming outside. Now I'm messing with the older dudes. Older dudes showing me a little game, showing me how to make more money. I always was the first in my neighborhood with everything. Brand new video game, two-way pager came out. I had that. And all my friends my age would always say that I was spoiled.
Hey, sibling, explain that. What is a two-way pager? I've heard this phrase, and I've always been to ask.
A two-way pager was like a beeper, but it flips up and you can text at the same time.
Okay.
But you can just basically send text messages.
Yeah.
You had a little earphone thing plug up too. You can talk on it too.
Oh.
I had our technology before everybody my age, and they would say that I was spoiled, and I was like, I would tell them, no, nigga,
You put in that work.
Work for this, literally. But
yeah, man.
And,
so
later as everybody got older, they started getting with the program.
So you clearly had a strong motivation and a clear path of sorts of, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I want that's the end goal is money, and this is what I need to do to get it. I'm gonna get myself a job, and then what do you put that down to? Do you put that down to how you was raised by your grandmother, or?
Yeah, I look at it like I want to repay back everybody that been a part of my life. So I want to make so much money to the point where you don't need to work. Well, you don't need no money. You don't need nothing. All you got to do is ask me, or without asking me, I give it to you. That's the type of person I always been for my family.
First.
I hate to have to ask for some when I can just walk up to you and say, just throw you this.
Yeah. That's real, man.
Cause
That's
I,
that.
I ain't I ain't never I ain't never want to make money just to ball out and
Mhm.
shine. I wanted to always hold my people down.
Yeah. And that's a rarity these days, sibling. As you can see, it's all about self, man. It's this YOLO crazy flipping mentality rather than the family first. You take care of family first, and then everything else falls in line.
Everybody raised different. They don't make they people the generation after me and the generation after that is totally different from my generation.
Hmm. Generate.
People goals are different. There's a difference in their goals.
Hmm. Can you pinpoint? Do you reckon that's the majority down to how they were raised, or would you put other factors on that?
I don't know what happened with that. I don't know how to pinpoint it, but from what I can, the only thing I can come up with is like I have a daughter, just turned 14.
Give thanks.
She appreciate she she looks at stuff like NBA YoungBoy and think that's how life is.
Mm,
And then she'll compare it with my life
mm-hmm,
versus his life.
mm-hmm.
Like, and but she smart enough to say, wait, something ain't right. Daddy,
Yeah.
what's this? What's this? What's that? What's this?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell her, I give her the real of what's what. And so it depends on people in her generation, they raised different. They just raised different. It depends on how they raised and what they admire. People admire rap shit now, the fake rap shit. Whether it's
Yeah.
fake, no matter what it is, they just want to be like what they see on TV.
And this is something I've asked multiple times. Artist responsibility. How much responsibility do you think artists have in regards to their exposure and what they're doing?
Oh, now today,
Yeah.
a lot, very, very, very much. Like they the biggest influence more than the teacher nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
A artist, actual celebrity that's on right now is bigger than somebody going to school and learning something
Yeah.
for for themselves versus somebody telling them you should do it this way. At least when you grow up a certain way, you're gonna have options. If you just focused on TV, YouTube, all this all day, looking at this, your favorite rapper and celebrity, you want to be like that person. You want to go through the shit they went through, even though a lot of the shit they went through probably wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to go through that life just to say, "Oh shit, I'm just like that," and expect to have the same outcome. No, your
Yes.
outcome might not be like that person.
You got to create your own lane, your own story, and trustfully in the process and within that journey, you're going to find yourself and then find ultimately the destination, and the destination may not be at all what you first off started going to. um it's almost like, and I think we touched on it earlier, I think a big part of this is the education, because
Yeah,
critical thinking, I mean, children don't critically think anymore. You give them a problem, or give them an equation. It's they almost have like a meltdown. Like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do with this? How do I do that? Like.
that's that's why I say the early stage of education is important.
Hmm.
The early stages when your brain's still developing. The later stages, by the time you get to the later stages, getting close to graduate, you done went through so much shit. you done damn near forgot most of the shit you learned, and you focused on trying to keep up with everybody else around you. You ain't worried about what you gonna do. When you younger, you notice when you younger, kids, I always say they want to be a policeman, a fireman, a doctor, a lawyer, something like that. That's in the stages when they still learning and they know what's good because they getting good education.
Yes.
But when they get older and get around other people that's around other things, they see like they see somebody selling drugs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now they done lost their education because they see what that person got.
Yep.
And how they coming up, but your outcome might not be like that. The first time you sell drugs, you might go to jail.
This is at least in the olden days, like the 80s and 90s, at least when artists would talk about drug lifestyles, for instance, they gave you like the 360. They're giving you the full angles. They're giving you the good, the badly, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. They're giving you everything, you know, like Scarface, like Dirty. I could name them all, man. Everyone has got, if it's not multiple, lots and lots of different content, they've at least done one track to say, yo, this is what it is. This is the real thing. You know, exactly. No glorification. It's
they just speaking their life.
Yeah.
Saying this is my trial and tribulation.
Very different now. Very different. It's turned upside down kind of thing, man. It's really turned upside down to the point where people think what's fake is real and what really is real, in their opinions, fake.
the way it is now, if I go kill somebody, I'm gonna make it look like if I go kill somebody, it ain't got no consequences to it. It just gonna it's gonna make me look tough as fuck.
Yeah.
But the audience, want to do that, you go try that shit. Your ass gonna be tough as fuck in jail.
Crying for your mommy.
Hey, you might be somebody's bitch. Hey.
Well, in the wilderness of North America, and it's happening a lot over here now. I hear that you know that's normal business over there for some inmates, man.
Hey, I ain't trying to find that.
Exactly.
If anybody ever called me a gangster, I'm not that gangster.
Because you gotta question yourself, man. Like, come on, man. There's a thin line between a lot of different things, and if you're doing that, like, come on, man. You've crossed the line into something totally different, man. You know what I'm talking about? I mean,
a lot of people mentality is, if I'm not gonna be the bitch, you gonna be my bitch.
Sad.
Because I'm not gonna be the bitch. But
hey, what happened to Parler and Angela, man? Shit.
Oh, man. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother case. That's a whole nother case up in there. Hey, look out. Another case.
For sure.
Hey, that's even thrown away.
Man.
Hey.
But yet you've got inmates in there raping out, you know, less mentally or physically strong people, and that, yeah, man. This is all set up just to flip in to create, you know, to fracture people's psyches and just to perpetuate criminality and shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad. All right. So let's jump forward. Let's jump forward a little some now to the rapping. When do we start to put it down, pen to paper or freestyle?
12th grade. Well, my last year of school, when I went to a school called Forest Brook. everybody from my neighborhood went to a school called Smiley. So when we all got out of school, we would go down the street to one of my homeboy, Rick Highs. He had a karaoke. We called ourselves the Looney Tune Clique. So they would always freestyle, make tapes and everything. And then one of them just happened to ask me, our kids asked me, he was like, hey, why don't you go ahead and jump on the mic one time? So I hopped on the mic and freestyled, and I thought it was trash. They thought it was good. I like, well, shit, fuck it. I keep doing it with y'all then. And,
Hey,
you know, they used to,
what beat was it that you can you remember what beat?
it was different instruments. The first beat I rapped on was DMX Ain't No Sunshine. That's the very first beat that I rapped on the
Okay.
karaoke tape. And they would take the karaoke tapes to their school and play them at their lunchroom for everybody to listen to. And that's really how I started rapping. And the people I went to school with, they was from, one of the dudes was from Rosewood, and that's where Swisha House was originally made. So they would always tell me, man, you need to check out this Swisha House music, check out this Swisha House music. I ain't never liked screwed up music. I wasn't used to it. So I ain't never listened to screwed up music.
Yes.
So they brought me a CD. My cousins and them, they used to jam it and shit down the street, but I never listened to it. So one of my classmates brought me a CD called Northside 11.
Oh man, the Northside 11.
That was my first Swisha House CD that I ever heard of, that I ever listened to. And once I listened to it, I just went back and listened. He just started bringing me all the other ones, and I just started listening to them all. And then I was like, well, you know, they spitting on here. I like that shit.
Fashika D. Okay, that Northside. So
Yeah.
Northside 11, J Dog was on that, right? Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole camp was on it. Slim, Tiger, 50-50, AD, Power Wild, Chameleon, Sad Warfare.
Oh yeah, Sad
AKA Hater the Perpetrator. Lil Run, man. Shout out to all of them.
Fashika man. Alumni. All right. So what was we going by at this time? So
at this time I was just Coota. I always been Coota from day one. My great grandma gave me that name.
Oh,
Coota.
yay. Okay.
This
All right
ain't I ain't one of them people that made up a name.
So this is family name. Everybody knows Coota.
Hey.
All right. Okay. So we started off with Coota, and where did the bang come from?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. A lot of people don't know it, but as a baby I was called Coota Bear. So don't nobody call me that but family.
Mm-hmm.
And bang came from being in the hood, doing just a lifestyle of being in the hood from back and forth where I was from.
Okay. Right. All right. So how far is Rosewood from where you was at then? Was that pretty close?
I'm on one side of Homestead, Rosewood, probably 4 neighborhoods down on the other end of Homestead.
Oh, real
so
close.
It wasn't far.
All right.
Probably a 5-minute drive.
Flipping out. That's hella close. All right. So at this point, as you say, other people are jamming the Swisher, and well, were they jamming Screw as well, or was it just Swish?
Well, you had a few people jamming, from what I know of. You had a few people jamming Screw on the north side, but mostly if you was on the north side, you weren't jamming shit but Swisha House.
But Swisha, so I thought, okay.
You had a few people jamming it. It was like versus. It was basically, in my eyes, I could be wrong, but in my eyes, if you from the North, you jam in Swisha House. You from the South, you jam in SUC.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how it was. I mean, every once in a while, you get a few people that mix the two, but it would always be a comparison.
It's all right. Obviously, this is outside looking in. There is a comparison because they're similar, but when you really look at it, obviously, DJ Screw Rising Paradise is the originator, and it was using very rudimentary equipment to create that sound, whereas OG Michael 5000 watts had a plethora of state-of-the-art equipment to deal with, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So
I believe so.
Yeah. And also the chopping element of it. I know that from Watts rather than Screw.
Well, not to take anything from nobody, Watts had more time to perfect his craft.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the pass and the screw and everything. But, Watts just basically carried on the legacy and put his own touch to it.
Yes.
So he had more time to perfect it. If I got 5 years doing one thing, then something happened to me, and you probably started a year or two after me. If something happened to me and you keep going, of course, you're going to get better at doing what you do. Because I can't do what I do no more. That's how I look at it. But both of the styles was great. The screw stuff was a little slower than Watts, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just the bottom line is that it was a Texas thing.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna say a Houston thing before it was a Texas thing, but it's just a whole new culture of music for us. Jam and screw.
Swang and bang.
Hmm.
For sure. All right. And that went all. It's DJ Screw Rising Paradise screwed the whole world.
Yeah.
And still has a major influence on, on the scene. So, and obviously Michael Watts, who's carrying that there and who changed. Not someone. Well, yeah, changed and remixed the screw. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Both people are pioneers and created and helped to create a scene and support SUC, SPC, Swisha, and a whole host, Rec Shop, Straight Profit. Without Screw, Robert, Davis Jr.,
That man created legends.
Yes.
If it wasn't for him, I don't think it would be it would have stopped probably with Ghetto Boys and Fifth Ward Boys. Probably would have stopped with that. And Houston would have been over with. That man created legends.
Yes.
On both sides of town. Matter of fact, not just in Houston, but the whole Texas. I can respectfully say that.
Oh yeah, man. Dallas, Waco.
Without being here.
Port Arthur, UGK.
Yeah. UGK.
Corpus Christi. You're from there, man. You can name all of them there.
Hey, the whole, like I said, the whole Texas, and a little bit of Louisiana. I can say that too. A little bit of that.
Yeah.
Louisiana, a little bit of that.
Because they were at a time, a lot of their albums are coming out doubles. You get the regular version and the screwed version as well. Yeah, man. 100%, man. 100%. So at what point do we actually finally get to meet the OG Michael Watts?
I'm gonna say probably 2003, 2004, 2003, something like that.
So okay then. So this is going to be the time when it was when it was kind of remarketed as Swisha Blast.
Oh, now Swisha Blast was already there.
Okay.
Swisha Blast been there. Swisha
Right.
Blast basically the behind the scenes shit because everybody knows Swisha House.
Mm-hmm.
The Swisha Blast is the business end of it.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
that's how G Dash. Like G Dash, the one brought me into Swisha House, not Watts.
All right. Paint that picture then, sibling. Paint that vivid picture about the
So,
legendary G Dash.
so it's like Dash. Dash is the man. He the man behind the scene. He's the everything. He's the brains. He's the money. He's the whole engine.
Mm-hmm.
That said, hey, we need to do stuff like this and do this and do this. You do this, you do that, you do that. He the boss man. He the one that's gonna get it done. He the one that's gonna get it done. And how I met him, me and Archie had his own shit going on called Gorilla Funk. I was rapping with Archie on some Gorilla Funk mixtapes, and every mixtape that he was doing, Dash would jam them CDs. And then Dash was like, man, who is this guy right here? He was like, oh, that's Coota. And that's how I ended up being over there with Swisha House.
So did you get to Swish at the same time as no, when you say Archie, we're talking about Mr. Master Archie, right?
Yeah, the originator of Swisha House. Him and Lester Roy are the first members of Swisha House.
Go on.
They was the first members before it was called Swisha House. Because it was just Watts DJing, putting out tapes called Swisher mixes. And
Yes.
somehow they was doing a show and one of them screamed out Swisha House. And that's where the creation of, instead of calling our shit Swisher mixes, we're gonna call it Swisha House. That's where they came from. So with Gorilla Funk, it was me, Archie, Lester Roy, Papa Smurf, Ace Nate,
Smurf.
Clean. Yeah.
I forgot about that, brother. Papa Smurf goes hard, man.
Yeah, he still go hard. He's still at working.
You're gonna have to link me up with Papa Smurf, man. And
That's
Lester Roy. So wait a minute. Oh, let me just do a slight diversion on that then. So wasn't it Jump Out Boy Mafia? Was that y'all?
It's Ace Nate, Papa Smurf, and there's some more people. I'm gonna let you talk to them about that.
Okay. Yeah. We'll chop it up with that there. Say again.
I see you on your knowledge.
Listen, sibling. I'm on this thing, man. H-Town, man. Well, not even H-Town, Texas, man. All of the way. I wasn't able to get some of the pre-records, because it was hella difficult, man. But yeah, man, I was up on it, man. I tried to stay up on it as much as possible because you mans were releasing material like on a weekly basis. Not even just Swisher. You got DSR.
Yeah.
People was just Dirty Thirds, Charlie Boy and them tight.
Got the San Antonio crew up in there.
Yeah.
Third Degree.
Exactly. Live Ola, Marky G. Every color changing when Cam left, and the home of Pimpsons and all that there.
Yeah. BHO.
Slim Togger. Yep. Sir Daly.
Me and Sir Daly from the same hood.
Okay. Y'all the same kind of age as well?
I think he's a little older than me. He probably just by a little bit.
Okay. So talk to me about a little bit more about G Dash, because
He the man. That's all I can say about him. Need something done, he gonna get it done. He know what's right for you.
So has he ever had his own label, or is that not his forte kind of thing? Or
It was his label.
oh shit, okay. So
Swisha
Swish.
Blast. Swisha House, Swisha Blast. If you look at it, if you break it down, Watts was just a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Dash, Watts was a DJ slash, I guess, CEO,
Mm-hmm.
but he was mostly a DJ. Dash would handle everything that was business.
Oh, I got it
So you
totally.
might as well call him the overall owner.
Yeah. He the mind.
Swisha House,
Okay.
Swisha Blast. He had everything to do with all the deals.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. That's his job. That's his position.
Yes. Okay. All right. So G Dash brings you in
Yeah.
to Swishahouse. What was the first Swishahouse that you did?
Uh, Full-time hustler.
Don't.
Full-time hustler was my introduction CD. Where I was on. Watts introduced me on there, and I rapped on the Go DJ beat, the Lil
Oh
Wayne Go.
yes. Now I couldn't. Maybe I've got mine titled wrong because I don't ever recall that title for a Swishahouse thing.
It was called. It's the CD was called Full Time Hustler. Watts did the intro, and then I started rapping.
Yeah. I definitely remember that track. I definitely. Um. So how you was also on? Let me see if I'm not mixing this up. You was on the Kiki's.
I was on. No, I wasn't on Kiki album. I was on Power Wall's album, and I was on Mike Jones' Screwed and Chop album, the Screwed and Chop version of it.
Okay. Um. Why am I mixing up flipping? Why have I got a little Kiki on the head for? For some reason, I've got you two connected. For some reason, you
Me
flow
and
over.
Lil Kiki did a few flows together.
That's what I'm thinking. It's the flows. Was that on his mixtape?
His album. I think I was on his ABA Part 1, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was on his DJ Drummer mixtape that he
Yeah.
did with DJ Drummer, and the rest of them would just be Swisha House freestyles that we probably did together.
Mm.
We never did an actual real song together on his album other than the Day Hair Broke Loose 3 Swisha House album.
Yes. I gotta dig that one out. I totally forgot about that part 3. Man, okay.
Because, yeah.
Did
I
you
don't
have
even want
did you have much relationship with OG Run C?
I met him a few times, but at the time I got with Swisha House, OG Run C was doing his own thing.
He
He
was doing
had,
a wrecking yard.
records. Yeah,
Okay.
he was
Okay.
DJing at the radio station, so he had his own thing going on. He really wasn't Swisha House when I
Mm.
was. He was, he had moved on to do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I
So
believe I when I did hook up with Run C, I would just see him out somewhere, we'd chop it up, or I would shoot him a verse for one of his mixtapes.
did was you on any of the wrecking yard stuff then? Because to be fair, you know what? I wasn't able to get much wrecking yard at all.
I wasn't on Wrecking Yard stuff. I was on Breaking OG Run C and DJ Lil Steve. They got a uh, they got a mixtape series called Breaking Shit. OG Run C always did Breaking Shit
Yeah.
CDs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they put it out, but I was supposed to be on Breaking Shit Part 6.
I recognize the breaking shit. As I say, for me, I found it extremely difficult to get OG1C stuff. Very difficult, man. Very difficult.
Because back in the day, some CDs would be CDs that Watts do, and some CDs would be CDs that Run C do, and even Big Red.
Mm. So, so they're doing. So, what would be the reasoning behind that? Was it because they had more control of that particular album or mixtape kind of thing, or?
It's just different. Like, say me and you do a coalition thing together. You might interview some people. I might interview some people, but it's all gonna be here,
Yes.
CBR.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Right.
I don't know the actual reasonings for it, but hey, if you got multiple DJs on one thing, why not have multiple projects going at the same time?
Yes,
So
makes sense.
you can put out more.
That's straight to the room, man. I always, I love that shit, man.
Straight to the room.
There was some real and back then there was some very imaginative titles and album illustrations for the mixtapes.
That was Mike Frost in Collision.
They were the
Doing
graphic
all
mans.
stuff. Yeah. Artworks and graphics.
Very creative, man. Definitely creative. So kind of paint a picture of like what was it like joining Swisha House, which is, at the time that when you was there, that they were at their height, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but well, yeah, because it was nobody there but me, Archie, Pow Wow, and Mike Jones. When I first got to Swisha House, I got signed with this.
Yeah.
And $5,000, and with the money, I probably kept 2,000. I gave the rest to my mama and my grandma. And then from there, as soon as I got with Swisha House, we was going out of town every weekend, getting on planes, going here, going there. Like, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere except for Cali. Cali, the only place I never went, but we were just flying everywhere pretty much. That mattered.
And was that when you used to go back and forth from Louisiana to Texas, did you fly or did you drive?
Oh no, I would drive.
Okay, so this flying thing then, so that was pretty a new thing for you, getting on planes and all that kind of shit.
I was flying before that, but I was I flew to Las Vegas a couple of times.
Okay.
But flying like this, because when I flew to Las Vegas, I probably was in middle school. Going back and forth, I probably went to Las Vegas like 2 or 3 times. But it's years later. I haven't flew in a while, and I forgot how I feel to fly. So the first trip, I had to get fucked up so I can pass out the whole time.
So hold up, siblings. So what are you saying? You was a bit nervous to get on that damn plane?
Nervous. It was this one plane. It was the plane with the propellers on it.
Oh shit! Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The turbulence was crazy.
So hold up, siblings. So you're flying on private chartered flights, right?
I guess would that be a private? Well, no, it couldn't have been private because other people was on that plane.
It would have been chartered then, because if you're going on a little propeller thing flying around, that's normally like not many people were sitting on that there, right? Like what, 20, 30 people?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably listen. But
less than that.
I did that a few times, but I don't know. At that point, I'm young. I ain't worried about how I'm getting there, what's going on, or looking at the details. I'm just focused on I'm finna go out here and wreck this motherfucking mic, get this bread, and get my ass back home. That's how I'm looking at it the whole time. And get fucked up while I'm out here.
Yeah, experience life, man. Live life while you're doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still a teenager at this point?
Oh, I'm probably
Or you in your 20s?
20, maybe 20,
Whoa.
maybe.
So you're still very young in self then really at that age, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me see. 2004. Yeah, I'm 20 something.
So how did you find, or what was the experience, I should say, what was the experience going to all these different cities and stuff and meeting, hearing all these different accents and shit and the
It was all love. Like everybody, I done been jacked before in my life. So me having on jewelry, money in my pocket, when somebody run up on me, the first thing I'm trying to do is pull out my pistol.
Mhm.
It took me a while to realize that damn, these people are actually fans. I
Yes.
ain't think that shit existed. Like, I ain't nobody for you to be running up on like that. Like, I ain't no celebrity or nothing like that. Where I ain't understand it at the time, but I'm still with the hood mentality.
Yeah.
People running up on me. It just usually when you running up on somebody, you running up on them to take something.
Mm.
And that was my mentality until I got used to it. Like, oh shit, this is just a fan. That's crazy. Because I couldn't never picture myself running up to nobody like, oh shit, they go black. Let me go get his autograph or go holler at him or something. But
Yes.
I started understanding though.
The power and effects of the music, right?
Yeah. And then nobody never knew my face really. So once they found out, or they would catch my voice of me talking to somebody or something and be like, hey,
Hey,
ain't you Coota?
you Coota,
Yeah.
right?
I done got a lot of people saying I finally got a face to match to the voice.
This is it, sibling, because hey, hold up. So wait a minute, on your album, your face ain't on the album, or it's not like clear, is it?
I got a mask on all my two mixtape undergrounds. I got a mask on, and the videos I was in, well, I would just have a bandana on, but you probably ain't paying attention to me. I'm just always ducked off type shit.
Yeah, man. Incognito, Cuda Bang, man. We can't see his face.
I mean, the face didn't matter. All you
Ex-
need to know is that I'm finna wreck some shit.
exactly. Excellent point, sibling. That you see, a lot of people these days get caught up into the cult of personalities and wanting to see and experience it. It's about the audio, it's about what's being put out, man. You know what I mean? You could be it doesn't matter what the person looks like. It's about what's being said. If it's someone singing, how do they sound?
Yeah.
Is the content good? Let's judge all that shit, man. Let's not look at the outside, the facade.
Yeah.
Good strategy, man. Keep the sistrins, keep the females away and shit as well. You know what I mean?
Hey, that all comes with territory. You just gotta know how to manage it and stay the fuck away.
So how difficult was that as a young man touring, wrecking shit, as you say? And you got all these sistrins out here.
I actually had some BET people to try to get at me, and when I was in New York, BET people tried to holler at me. Watts would tell me, don't do it because if anything go wrong, they can slander your name, and that kind of got in my mind like that shit makes sense.
Mm.
why would I want to do that shit and risk my career or something? And so I always looked at it a certain way. So it was pretty easy for me to say fuck a bitch
Mhm.
and move around from certain shit unless I was fucked up. And
Then the inhibitions have slightly lowered, and your reasoning skills are slightly diminished, and
yeah, very, very,
it happens, mate. As you don't know, sibling, it's all part of growth and development, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, you got to learn how to handle it. Like if that was to come around again, I know how to handle everything now.
Mm.
Before, all I wanted was to be heard. I just wanted to be heard. I ain't care about money, none of that. I just wanted to be heard.
Put your artistry out there. So, Swisha House, height of the days. Paul was still there. You was there. Archie was still there in Leicester.
No, just me, Paul, Archie, and Mike Jones, and
Who?
then Mike Jones.
Who? Mike Jones.
You actually made me repeat that nigga name. But after that came Young Red, Lil Kiki, and E Class.
Okay. Now, Kiki had, was it just the one album on Swisher?
Uh,
Because I thought that was major. When I've heard that that this Kiki is coming out on Swisher, I really thought that Swisher was going to be kind of maybe the next Suave slash Rap a lot or something.
yeah, it was supposed to. I was just talking to Dad yesterday about it, but business. Certain things happen. I
Mm.
let
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
certain things happen.
Mm.
People ain't get along, or business was just fucked up on somebody end.
Yeah, yeah. It happens, man. Unfortunately, it happens. A beautiful thing or situation is created, and then unfortunately, sometimes it just crumbles a little bit.
That's why I say I know what to do now.
Hmm.
And say everybody supposed to be millionaires right now, billionaires even
Yeah,
right now. Like
if not multi-millionaires, most definitely billionaires. Every last person connected, you know, to Swisher and the associated labels, etc. All y'all.
every alumni of Swisha House should be at least a millionaire right now.
Mm, facts.
But
It's
everybody will figure it out.
well, you know, I think around the time, around that period, we and as we can see now, the total change in regards to people physically buying CDs and stuff, all this crazy stuff about with digital downloads and stuff. Um, I don't think people really appreciate that, the money that was being generated producing these records independently, these CDs, um, and sold, as I say, independently at a trunk sometimes. Soundwave was one of the major distribution paths back then. That now it's very, very finite in regards to how an artist is going to be successful.
Yeah, the
It's
stream, the streaming game fucked up a lot of the hustle.
Yep.
So if you just popular, like you can become rich without even leaving your house nowadays with the streaming game.
Mm,
It just takes the promotion, like the promoting game different, everything different.
Very much so.
Now you can just put out a CD. Well, not my bad, not a CD. You can just put out some music and let it float on the internet, and you just might get lucky enough to have so many people view it and listen to it. And then shit, from that you on.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you know, hustling CDs was the money maker.
Yes.
You know, you slanging CDs here and there. Then with that, you got a show to do that same week. You probably got 2 shows in that 1 week, plus slanging CDs. That's all your money. And it was easy to make $5,000 a week.
Yep.
$5,000 ain't shit.
Well, look, that was some hard work money. That was some
Man,
honest money.
yeah, it's just the grind. It was fun. Ain't no grind in it right now. Ain't no grind. I mean, some people might argue it is a grind, but I don't think it's a grind. And I'm a person that didn't like to sell CDs.
Why?
I just didn't. It was something about it. I don't like. I'm an introvert.
And I thought I gathered that simply now. If someone comes to you, you're more than happy to slang the shit, right?
Nah, I probably give it to one of my partners. Like, hey, go sell that or something.
Right.
I don't like. I'm an easy person to get along with, but I just don't like being around crowds and shit like that.
Yeah. I can appreciate that most definitely, sibling.
Now, Corona.
Yay, you know. Definite. So what was some of the apart from the tour and all that, give me a memorable time at Swisha, whether it was recording or whatever.
It's so much shit that done happened that I don't forgot. I don't forgot more than I can remember, but like all of it was good. And the most memorable thing I can think of is my trip to Colorado. It was me, Archie, Michael Watts, and Mike Clark. We went to Colorado, and I ended up going to a house party with for a Denver Nugget house party. I think his name was something Bolkman. I can't remember his last name. It was him and J.R. Smith in the house party. I remember meeting them. Then I remember going to the club to perform. I'm so fucked up. I forget my verse. So I freestyle. I just freestyle. But I guess the club so fucked up, or either I went so hard, didn't nobody know I fucked up, and didn't know what rap the song. I was freestyling some other shit. I gave a shout out to the MTV man. It was an MTV man in the building with cameras and stuff. So, you know, he happy because all the girls go holler at him because he MTV. And after that, I ain't gonna tell you what Archie did, but after that, I was so fucked up. We walk out the back of the club. MTV man coming up to me, talking. I pulled my dick out because I gotta pee, and I just piss all on his feet. But you know, I wasn't trying to. I was just fucked up. But he wasn't even tripping because he like on some, man, appreciate the shout out. You got me all this pussy over here. But I got piss on his leg though. So it was that's like the most memorable thing. I won't never forget that. You talk to Archie. If you ever talk to Archie, I let him tell you about his part of that night.
That sounds hella interesting, man. We definitely go and chop that up, man. 1,000. So what? Okay, recording. Was everybody together when we were doing these flows, or did people come in time by time?
It just depend. It was a mix of both. Sometimes everybody will be in there. Sometimes you get to the studio, be like, hey, I got this song, I want you to hop on type shit. It was just a mixture of both.
Okay. So when
But at the end, at the close to the end of it, of my run, it got to the point where I was damn near spending the night in the studio. So I was just being there by myself, recording myself, mixing myself, just making music by myself.
you doing everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so you down with the producing and all that there as well, then, sibling?
The juice?
You can produce and all that as well. You can produce the music as well.
Yeah. I that's how I learned, by being in the studio by myself and just doing all of that. Even messing with keys to try to make beats or something. But most of the time I was in the studio by myself and I would just find the beat, rap on it, record it, and mix it.
One man band. Mastering record. So all right then, you can master as well.
Yeah, I do all it. I do all my own stuff right now.
Yay. Okay. All right. So let's go back to one of those sessions where everybody's there. What was the vibe like? Like was it, did everyone kind of like paint that picture?
The vibe was, depending on who in there, most likely it's some good that we finna smoke. They got a beat on one person in the booth. So while that person in the booth, you probably hitting your little weed or whatever, getting your drink on or whatever. They come out the booth, you go in the booth. My whole plan is to kill that motherfucker that just came out that motherfucker. And the next person who ever come behind me better have the same plan for me.
Yep.
But that's pretty much what it was. It was fun.
And generally were they all one takes, or would sometimes you'd go back and maybe do like a second take to change?
Sometimes if it's a freestyle is gonna be one take. If it's something written, well, if it's written, you're gonna get it right until you say it how you want to say it. But if it's a freestyle, ain't no do-overs. Just go up in there and spit that shit.
All right. Another question off the back of that then. So have you listened back to a freestyle or done a freestyle and thought, no, that was dope, but I want to do it maybe and add this part into, or I want to take this into another direction, and you do it another way, or would you just do something totally different?
Nah, if I freestyle, I probably listen to it and then go up in there and redo it. But if I write it, I'm one taking a write. I'm one taking that shit.
Well,
if I freestyle, it's gonna be, I'm gonna come out and listen to it and then might be like, damn, let me go up in here and just change this or something. But if I write it, oh no, I'm one taking all of that.
Right. Okay. Right. So we're coming to first album. So first album on Swisha House was.
You mean mixtape or album?
Well,
I ain't never do the album.
Mixtape albums.
I ain't never do my solo album. I did the They Hair Broke Loose Part 3 compilation, but I had 2 solo mixtapes before that. And when it was time to do my album, I always said I didn't want to do it because I wanted to sew up the underground first, because I felt like I wasn't ready to do no album.
You wanted more.
I was still learning. And underground was just easy to me.
Yeah. So was there
But
a quick procession in regards to the first mixtape to the second one?
I know I did one in 2010. I don't. Oh, okay. I did. I believe. Okay, in 2008, I believe me and Archie did Hood Theory mixtape album, and then I did the solo Underground Raw. I believe in 2008 also, and then I did Underground Raw Part 2 in 2010, which was easy for me to do because I was just basically in the studio picking beats and just recording them right there. I think each one of them probably about 24 tracks on each CD.
Yeah.
Then me and Archie, Hood Theory CD, we recorded at Watts House, like in probably one night, maybe 2 nights. I'm not sure, but we were just trying to put it together because we wanted that entertaining. But yeah, the underground shit, that was more my lane. It's easy to me.
Based upon you writing to a already known beat?
Yeah, it was just me freestyling on instrumentals, basically.
So what changed? What made you leave Swisha House?
I wouldn't say I left. It was basically I got pissed off. I got pissed off because around 2012, around 2011 and 2012, I was, like I said, I was in there recording myself and everything. I had probably 2 mixtapes and 2 albums of work done. Because I started working on a little album. And I said, I'm just gonna record all this music just to put it together later. And something happened. The hard drive got erased. And that like ate my drive away. And I was like, man, fuck this shit. Because I put all that work in. I ain't had none of the stuff that I recorded. I ain't had it written down nowhere or nothing. And like 2 mixtapes and 2 albums is a lot of work. That's at least, I probably could have survived 3 or 4 years off of that. That was 3 or 4 years worth of work that I did in that little time. And I was just like, fuck that. It just ate my drive away. So I just end up getting my own shit like a couple of years later. Like shit, let me try it again and see if I still got it.
So after the drive kind of messed your shit up and took that material away, did you basically say, fuck this rap shit, I'm gone, I'm gonna do something else?
Yeah, I took my ass back to the hood. Hey, that was it. And until I got my own equipment, I like, fuck it, let me try it again, see if I still got it.
And what was that process like?
That was easy. Because I had my own shit. I ain't had to worry about nothing getting fucked up. And I had just got me a little bachelor pad. So I would be up in that motherfucker working.
Perfecting your art.
Yeah. So
so within that period of time when you're saying low rap, I'm gonna go do my thing and get this guap elsewhere, when you started back, was you kind of like, did you have to get yourself back to where you was, or did you kind of not lose a step kind of thing?
I ain't lose a motherfucking step. Like, if anything, I was way better because I had more shit to talk about. I grew because I ain't started back rapping until like 2016. 2016 came. This was all in 2012 when I stopped. So that whole time, I was just fuck rap. 2016 came. I got tired of people talking about, man, you need to do this again, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck it. I end up, I already had my own equipment in 2013, but I just wasn't fucking with it like that. So 2016 came, New Year's came, January 2016, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna create something called Sunday Sermons since I know about SoundCloud now. So Sunday Sermons was every Sunday, I would just wake up and go spit a flow and throw it out on SoundCloud just to see if I got it. Still got it.
Now, the Sunday sermon, based upon obviously that connotation, did it have a spiritual or religious connotation to the flow?
Sometimes, but I've been spiritual with it anyway. But it's a different, you gotta peep it really. But every intro would damn near be a church sermon at the beginning.
Yeah.
And the sermon would match what I'm finna talk about most of the time. So Sunday sermon started on New Year's. I believe the first Sunday of 2016 was on the 6th, I believe. I'm not sure. But every Sunday for that whole year, I would drop a freestyle and put it out. I would just wake up in the morning, come upstairs, and spit. Pick a beat and spit on it. Then put it out.
And what was the feedback like?
Oh yeah, people was like, oh, he back. That's basically it.
Oh, I don't know. So what about the new folk? What about the new people that didn't know Coota buying?
Well, I don't honestly know because I don't know who my fans is really. I don't know. I don't be paying attention to all of that. Like when I look on something like a TuneCore, I see my biggest fan base would be in Australia. Shit like that. Australia, France, UK.
Yay.
Like, well, shit, well, these motherfuckers over here listening. So in that time, my cousin got killed. So I took 3 months off.
Oh man. Rise in paradise to your cousin, man.
Appreciate it. I took 3 months off, and in them 3 months, because I broke it down in 4 seasons, 3 months a season for the whole year. So I let one of my little partners pick up the Sunday sermon for the 3 months, and then I had hooked back up with Archie. So Archie got me a little motivated, so I had came back and started doing the Sunday sermons and finished off the year. And in that time, I had put together Fam 420 for a little reunion CD, which is me, Magno, Archie, and my nigga Conan. And we recorded a whole album, probably about 10 tracks on it. And we just threw it out there. And then I did a solo called Throwaway Burners.
So sorry, what let's lay out the years. What year did you drop that compilation at?
2016.
Okay.
And then 2017, I did a solo album called Throwaway Burners. And then 2019, I did a compilation with my hound gang, and I did a solo Thanksgiving called Tony Bandana Project. And then now I'm sitting on a project, I'm gonna call it Northside Stories, but it's gonna be a 5-part series.
Northside Live. Okay. So are we gonna have any Louisiana features on this, or is this straight Texas?
Now this is all about Northside Stories. It's all about my life on the Northside. That's why it's gonna be 5 parts. It's gonna be broken down in different parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna the way I'm doing it though, you're gonna have to put the songs in order yourself to get the whole life from then to now. But it's jamming. Like I got Big Pokey and Lil Flip on there right now. I wanted to get yeah. I wanted to get Devin the Dude on there, but I'm gonna see.
You should.
This is something I never did before. Like use features. I always just do stuff with me and my people. So this time, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out my little anti-social world, start networking with people.
I think it will be a good thing, sibling. As definite, man, definite, and to expose Coota Bang to Flip's audience, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, or to Devin the Dude's audience. So I think it's a good thing, man, definitely. And y'all, everyone you've mentioned, you would complement each other on a track. So yeah, man, I would 100% co-sign that, man. Go out there and go get them their features, man.
Appreciate that.
You gonna get Magno on this year as well?
He probably gonna make part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, part 1 is pretty much finished. So he'll probably be on part 2. Like I said, it's gonna be a 5-part series. And it's gonna sound totally different from anything I put out before because the beats I'm on and the stories I'm telling, it's just different. It's just different.
Same kind of flavor in regards to what you're bringing, but you're saying the beat, the production style is going to be different.
Just the way it's put together in general, it ain't gonna sound like nothing that I did before. Okay. It sounds more professional, I guess, maybe.
Okay. More grand.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm looking forward to hearing peeping it, sibling. Most definite, man. Most definite. So when's that looking to be released?
I'm thinking Valentine's Day, honestly. But
that's just around the corner when you think about it, man. We're in October now.
It could be before that though. It could be Christmas. Just depends on how I feel because I'm also editing videos right now too on the side. So I done put rap down on the back burner for now, just because I'm fucking with these music videos, helping my cousin with Third Coast Films edit videos. So
a man of many trades, mixing, mastering, producing, editing, audio and videography.
Trying to do everything without going out to get out-house. Keep everything in-house, basically.
Definitely. Reduce them overheads, man, and also quality control as well.
Yeah.
You keep an eye on that, dear.
All of that. That way, when you do things that way, it's like you only putting out what you want to be at.
Label wise, what is your label?
Houndin' 5.
Repeat that again, sorry.
Houndin' 5.
Okay, break that down.
That's basically me and my people from the hood, and we've been had something going on, but now it's just basically that's the label I'm releasing everything under.
Are we gonna do like the olden days kind of and have like a screwed and chopped version?
I don't think we're gonna do that. I don't think we're gonna do that. Like everything that I've been putting out since 2016 been under Hound Gang. Houndin' 5, my bad. Houndin'. It's been under that. So I mean, I ain't looking to get signed with no label or nothing like that. Like I'm just taking it back to my roots.
Yeah.
I just want to be heard and let motherfuckers know. Shit, I kill anything you put me up against. I put money behind that.
Oh, yeah.
Stand on that, represent it.
From when you have already come out on that there Swisha House and the work you put in and the features you've been on and shit, it goes without saying, sibling, man. It goes without
Hey.
saying. SUC, SPC, Swisha House, third degree are produced. Oh, I can't forget Rec Shop as well. Can't forget Straight Profit.
Yeah.
Can't forget Rap a Lot. I've produced a plethora of artists who have not only been foundations and pioneers for the game, but as we can see now in 2020, you know, what y'all did back like 10 years, 20 years for some is being done right here, right now.
Yeah,
You know,
it is. It is. It's actually shout out to these young niggas right here. Niggas called TSF, man. They actually like keeping that tradition going on. They doing their things for Houston, representing. But all I gotta say is I'm coming back for my spot. I'm coming back for all that shit.
man's laid the foundation, innit? So, you know, you gotta come back and take your spot.
And niggas better get their shit together. When I get back on, I'm on.
For sure, for sure. So, sibling, it's been an interesting build, man. Most definitely, a very interesting build. What else you got? What else you got that you want to let the people know? What else you got coming with, or you want to what you want to get off your chest?
Man, just let the people know Coota ain't coming. Northside Stories will be coming 2020. Bandana Bang, aka Gingerbread Man, catch me if you can. All that good shit. I'm still out here, man. Shout out to everybody on the North, South, H-Town in general, Texas in general. And everybody need to come together with unity. Other than that, I'm finna kill all you motherfuckers.
It's on. It's on.
I'm
Hey,
back, bitch.
for shiggity. Hey, where can the listeners and the siblings get hold of you, man? What's the best way, social media wise?
I ain't no social media nigga like that. All I got is an Instagram I just made. The whole Coota_bang318. You wanna reach me on some business shit? Bandana bang at Gmail.
Yeah,
It's still Swisha House gang.
for shiggity,
Other than
man.
that, Pound gang shit.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll put links, full links below. 2 more questions before I let you go, sibling. First one, have you had fun?
You say, have I had fun?
Yeah.
Oh, with you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you took a nigga down memory lane. You actually the first person that I ever talked to this much that I don't know like that.
Give thanks, sibling. I have the ability sometimes to draw it out to people. You heard?
Hey, it's good quality, good trait.
Definite, man. Definite.
You're doing your thing, man.
For sure, man. As I say, man, y'all got some stories to tell, man, and I'm just trying to provide that platform to get it out. Because unfortunately, we've got some people who are, you know, taking a whole load of limelight and not really exposing, you know, the game and the people them for what it is.
They hiding it. They hiding everything. Ain't gonna hide shit.
What is done in the dark will come to light, as they say. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Very last question for you, sibling. I know your name's Coota Bang, so I want you to tell me who you are, but don't tell me your name.
I'm that nigga. That's all need to be known.
Short and simple. Love it. It's been an
Shout
honor.
out to CF4, man.
Every time, sibling, every time. Many are called, only few answer. It's been a pleasure building with your sibling. Swisha House alumni, Coota buying. Check the brother out. Go onto the Spotify. Go onto the Instagram. Subscribe. Comment below. Let me know who else you want on this Texas series, because we're doing it, man. We're doing it. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. We in this here.